that's a very, very interesting question. And I would definitely be selling on Amazon in Australia. I believe it is far, far easier to start selling in your own country. So if you live in Australia, it's easiest to start selling in Australia than going to other countries. For beginners, I kind of feel like certainly America, which is what most people think of, is a tough nut to crack for a complete beginner, simply because of the amount of competition there. But if you've got a coach, or if you're launching your second product or going into your next marketplace, then by all means go to the States, or go anywhere indeed actually, including America. And I would definitely treat my first product as a test or as a game. And that way, when the inevitable mistakes happen, you won't beat yourself up. Not too much anyway, because the more you beat yourself up, the more likely you are to quit, and that's just a recipe for disaster. So I would definitely treat it as a game and treat it as a test as well. And then I would also look at my budget as well. Friggin' hell, I've been talking to my pommy parents on the weekend, and we were discussing the difference between yogurt and yogurt. So budget. So if I had less than $1,000, I would steer clear of gated categories. That's things where you need to get Amazon's permission to sell in. And I would definitely steer clear of variations. If I had more than $1,000, then I'd be okay with going gated, but I'd still steer clear of variations, only because variations offer a level of complexity that you just don't need when you're getting started. And I would definitely aim to sell something that I at least understood. So I wouldn't be selling baby stuff, for instance, or triathlete stuff, as I've got zero understanding about either of those things. I am not a fit person. I pretty much get stitch grating cheese, which tells you my level of triathlete ability. So I wouldn't be getting into those, because you want to be thinking about things that you understand something about, because it helps you to sell those things. So I would definitely be thinking of that. And then I would look at things that I'd recently purchased myself, or I was planning to purchase, and consider what I'm actually looking for and why. So what is it that I wanted to buy and why I wanted to buy it, and that will give you good understanding about the product. Then I'd make a list of those things. I'd aim to get 15 to 20 things on that list and start going through the research process that I lay out in the Aussie Online Entrepreneurs Training Program. And then once I've got the list, I'd sign up for something like Merchant Words or eGrow or Jungle Scout or something like that, just for a month, and use that month to do all of my due diligence on the products. And then I'd narrow down that list by doing the due diligence to 2 or 3 things that looked really, really good on paper at least. And then once I've got my top 2 or 3 things, I'd start my search for a supplier, see what prices I can get for my top 3 items. And then I'd use the FBA calculator. If you don't know what the friggin' hell I'm talking about, let me just show you what that is. I'd use the FBA fee calculator just so that I could work out, what my margins are going to be, what's the profit potential of those top 3 products. And then it's pretty simple after that. You take the most profitable product out of those original 20 that you've narrowed down to 3. You end up with 1, which is the best one. And then you go to your suppliers and get your 20 different, you contact your 20 people to ultimately get your 3 samples sent out. So if I was starting now in 2020, that's what I would do. Now, I don't really know if that is a great deal different to the AOE training models. I don't really think it is. The only thing that I think I've added to that is the nuance around your budget. But outside of that, I think it's kind of the same thing that what I've laid out. So make of that what you will, Sean, but that's what I would do. If I was going to be starting on Amazon in 2020, this year, I would definitely go through that process, and that I think is the best thing to do. Hey, thanks so much for watching that video, and I hope that you got some massive value from it. Before you go, do you live in Australia? If you do, this is for you. Would you like to learn how to sell things on Amazon here in Australia? Would you like to know what sells really, really well and what sells for the maximum amount of profit? Would you like to know where you can source those products from, whether that be in China or here in Australia, and how to source them so you pay bottom dollar and get maximum value for what you're doing? If you do, please subscribe to my channel and like this video, and you'll learn that and much more. It's the exact same information that people like Jeff from New South Wales have used to make $45,000 a month on Amazon, that Sue, who's from the sunny coast, has used to purchase herself a brand spankly BMW every single year as a result of her e-commerce business, and the lovely Kate from Bowral in New South Wales has used to make $32,000 a year on, a month, not a year, a month on Amazon, and indeed Anthony, who makes $15,000 a month on Amazon, selling, as he puts it, odds and sods. If you'd like to learn the exact same information that they use to maximize their profits for their Amazon businesses, subscribe to this video, like my channel, post below if you want me to teach you something. Okay, I'm out of here. Speak to you soon. Bye. Subscribe. Do it now.